Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is shaping up to be one of the most seismic moves in recent Giants history. And it's still just a rumor at this point, but one with serious implications. Word is swirling around league circles, echoing what Adam Schefter and other insiders are saying, that the Dallas Cowboys may be preparing to send shockwaves through the NFC East, and it involves none other than their star wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this real? CeeDee Lamb to the Giants. Well, hold tight, because the whispers are loud enough to get our attention, and if there's truth behind it, this could change everything for the Giants. Not just for this season, but for the foreseeable future. Let's step back for a second and analyze what's going on in Dallas. The Cowboys, sitting at 6-5-1, are in a pretty tight spot cap-wise with just about $8 million left, and they're clearly frustrated with their current roster. Their offensive line has been battered by injuries, and their defense, which was supposed to be a strength, is giving up a hefty 28. 5 points per game. Dak Prescott, their quarterback, has seen his rating dip to 89. 2, and he's been struggling for consistency, especially when defenses aren't giving him mismatches. The coaching staff and front office are feeling the heat, and in the NFL, that often means one thing. They're considering bold moves, and trading CeeDee Lamb is one of them. The idea being floated is that Dallas could send Lamb north to the Giants in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. This isn't your typical trade rumor. It's a pivot for Dallas, who might be looking to load up on draft capital to rebuild or retool their roster quickly, especially after seeing their run game fall to 24th overall and their offensive schemes struggling to hit the high notes they expected. The Cowboys have been known for their aggressive offseason moves, but this would be a blockbuster, especially considering Lamb's age, just 26, and his undeniable talent. He's not just a receiver, he's a true game changer, an offensive maestro who can take over games when he's hot. His career stats already speak volumes: over 200 yards receiving, 40 touchdowns, and a career PFF receiving grade that ranks among the best in the league. This season alone, in 9 games, Lamb has been nothing short of spectacular. 51 catches on 81 targets, for 744 yards, averaging 14. 6 yards per catch and over 82 yards per game, along with 3 touchdowns. He's also contributed with 2 rushing yards and consistently generates positive EPA per target, even surpassing some of the league's top playmakers like Tyreek Hill in that metric. What makes Lamb so attractive is not just his production, but his health and reliability. Unlike many receivers who struggle with injuries, Lamb's only notable issue this year was a minor shoulder injury in 2023, which didn't seem to affect his performance at all. His YAC yards after catch is stellar at 11. 2 yards per reception, and he's proven to be a dominant contested catch artist, with a 75% success rate, outpacing even the best in the league historically. This kind of production is exactly what the Giants need to elevate their passing game, which has been inconsistent at best this season. Now, why would the Cowboys do this? Well, it's clear they're prioritizing cap space and draft capital right now. They're freeing up around $17 million to bolster their trenches, which is desperately needed given their struggles in the run game and pass protection. But at the same time, their wide receiver core is collapsing. CeeDee Lamb out, Ferguson more or less isolated, and that could spell trouble for their playoff hopes. They're risking a repeat of the 2024 slump, especially if they don't find a reliable playmaker to complement the offense. The Cowboys have been known to make bold moves, and if Lamb's availability is real, this could be a strategic play to recoup draft capital and rebuild around their core. Switching gears now, the Giants stand to benefit immensely if this trade somehow happens. Currently sitting at 2-11 with odds of over plus 25-0 to win the Super Bowl, they are in the midst of a rebuilding phase. Their cap space is tight, around $3.4 million, and they've been looking for ways to inject some life into their offense. With the loss of Wan'Dale Robinson and the inconsistent play at the quarterback position, adding a player like Lamb would be a game changer. It's not just about adding yards, it's about transforming the entire offense overnight. Imagine Jackson Dart, their promising rookie quarterback, now with a true WR1 to throw to Lamb, who's proven to be a matchup nightmare, especially in the red zone. Lamb and Darius Slayton together could give the Giants a dynamic duo that would cause headaches for defenses across the NFC East. With Lamb's ability to stretch the field, averaging over 16% EPA per pass in recent games, the Giants could finally develop a balanced attack that keeps defenses honest. Their passing game, which has been largely dependent on Saquon Barkley and a patchwork of receivers, would suddenly look much more potent. This kind of upgrade could have ripple effects beyond just the passing game. Lamb's presence would open up running lanes for Saquon Barkley and create mismatches that defenses would struggle to handle. The Giants' offensive line, which has been under pressure all season, could benefit from the added threat of a true deep ball receiver, forcing opponents to adjust their coverage schemes. And let's not forget, the Giants are still fighting for a better draft position and trying to build a foundation for the future, so acquiring a player of Lamb's caliber at this stage could accelerate their rebuild significantly. Looking at the bigger picture, if this trade goes through, it could also shake up the NFC playoff picture. The Giants with Lamb would have a much better shot at sneaking into the postseason and making some noise. Lamb's playoff experience, his ability to perform under pressure, could be just what the Giants need to push through tough matchups. His deep catches, which account for a staggering 88% of his receptions in the postseason, and his average of 95 yards per game in playoff situations, make him a true X-factor when the stakes are highest. The Giants could leverage that experience to make a serious run, especially if they manage to get their defense playing more consistently. And speaking of defense, the Giants have been improving on that side of the ball, especially with their recent pass rush improvements. Sacks are down by 20% since the start of the season, but adding a receiver like Lamb could take some pressure off their defense by making their offense more explosive and keeping defenses honest. The offensive boost would not only help the Giants in regular season games, but could also be the key to unlocking their potential in the playoffs, should they sneak in. Now let's talk about the timing. The trade deadline is set for November 4th, and with the NFL deadline deals historically shaping team fortunes, this could be a move that sets the tone for the Giants' future. The Giants' front office has been aggressive in the past, and this move, if it materializes, would send a clear message that they're serious about contending sooner rather than later. Lamb's addition would provide a spark, a new identity, and maybe even a new era of Giants football that fans have been yearning for since their last Super Bowl victory in 2011. Of course, there's always the question of whether Dallas will go through with it. They might decide to hold on to Lamb, especially if they believe they can squeeze out a playoff push. But if the rumors are true and the price is right, this could be the beginning of a new chapter, one where the Giants are no longer just rebuilding, but are ready to challenge the division rivals with a potent offense led by a true star receiver. The NFC East has always been a battleground, and this kind of move could tip the scales, making the Giants a team to watch in the coming weeks. So, Giants fans, keep your eyes peeled. If this trade happens, it'll be a game changer. It's exactly the kind of bold, aggressive move that can turn a team's fortunes around and set them up for a deep playoff run. We're talking about a franchise that's been hungry for success, and with Lamb in the fold, the sky's the limit. The potential is massive, and it's exciting to think about the possibilities. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Finally, let's wrap this up with some perspective. If the Giants do land Lamb, it would be a statement that they're serious about competing now. It would give Dart a true WR1 to grow with, boost the offense's explosiveness, and immediately elevate the team's overall outlook. And while the NFC East remains fiercely competitive, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders all vying for supremacy, adding a talent like Lamb could be the piece that pushes the Giants over the edge. The team's history shows that when they find the right players, they can rise quickly, and this could be the start of something special. So for all you Giants fans out there, stay tuned. We're in for an exciting ride, and I'll be here to break down every move, every update, and every moment of this roller coaster. The potential of this trade, if it goes through, could redefine the Giants' future. And remember, in the NFL, nothing is set in stone until it's done. But one thing is for sure, the Giants are making waves and the NFC East better watch out. Because if this deal materializes, we're witnessing the start of a new chapter, one where the Giants roar back into relevance, fueled by a star receiver ready to take the league by storm. Stay with us, Giants fans, because the best is yet to come.